Hey, everybody. It's Dr. Patrice Buckner Jackson, but you can call me PBJ. And this is the Heart Work with PBJ podcast, where we are disrupting cycles of burnout for people who do their work from the heart. And friend, that's you. We are so excited that you are here with us just to get refreshed, revived, and motivated, get some tools in your pocket so you can go out and do this work you are called to do while also living the life you desire. It is my honor to share with you, my honor to come here every week and have these conversations with you. Listen. If you are not registered or signed up for our first live webinar masterclass on the myth of balanced time, your time is winding up. The event is scheduled for Monday, March 22nd. Registration closes very soon, my friend. So go to www.mythofbalancedtime.com. Again, www.mythofbalancedtime.com. Get registered, $49. I'm telling you what I learned over 8 years about how to get all of our stuff done without hurting yourself or the ones that you love. You do not want to miss this. So get registered. Come join us. Our whole community is going to be there, and I look forward to seeing you there. And as always, to keep up with all the announcements and what's going on with PBJ, you need to be following me on Instagram at Dr. Patrice Buckner Jackson. Again, Dr. Patrice Buckner Jackson. Follow me on Instagram so that you will not miss your spoonful of PBJ every Monday. And of course, a new episode of this podcast every Wednesday and everything else in between, friend. Are y'all ready for this episode? Come on, let's get into it. So today I want to give you a little sneak peek of what you're going to get at the Myth of Balanced Time Masterclass, the live webinar. We're talking about time management. We're talking about how to make our time work for us. We're talking about juggling all of our priorities, how to get everything done when everything is important. So I can't give it all to you today. We're going to talk more about it at the webinar. You'll get even more of it in my new ebook that is launching on March 22nd, but I just want to give you just a little peek today of our conversation that we will have on March 22nd. So this whole lesson of the myth of balanced time is something that I have been learning and working on over the last 8 years, but let me tell you something, I had to learn it. I had to figure it out. If you have heard my story or heard me talk about how I manage time, you know that 2012 was my year. Oh, it was all about me in 2012. Let me tell you, let me prove it to you. Because in 2012, married my husband. Look, we don't play around here. We met, got engaged, and got married in a matter of months. And it was the best decision other than accepting Jesus that I have ever made in my entire life. Because my husband had a daughter from a prior relationship, I became Mama Patrice. And y'all, listen, she was 12. She was 12 at that point, and she could have said, look, I got a mama. I'm good. You can hang out with my daddy, but I don't need a mama. That's not what my baby girl did. She came and she's like, yep, you're mine. You're my Mama Patrice forever. And that's how it's been. I mean, we've been down ever since, and that's my baby, and I'm so grateful for her. In 2012, I got the biggest promotion of my career to that date. I became Dean of Students, took on a whole lot more responsibility at work. In 2012, I finished my coursework for my doctorate, and all I had left was a dissertation. Y'all, do you hear me that 2012 was my year? It was my year. It was all about me, y'all. I wasn't even walking. I was just floating. Just floating through life. It felt like everything that I had waited for so long. I was watching everybody else win, celebrating their wins, but it felt like my win was never coming. And then in 2012, it all came like a flood. And I was just so overjoyed. I mean, to the point of thinking, what's on my list now? I mean, everything that was on my list just kind of rushed my life. What's on my list now? But y'all, I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. By about October 2012, your girl was struggling. I was struggling. I was overwhelmed. I realized that everything I had longed for, everything I desired, everything I waited for came with responsibility. And I didn't know how to manage it. I didn't know how to handle it. So was I to go to my new husband and say, hey, I love you. I've been waiting for you all my life, but I got this great new job. And if you just give me a little grace, let me go be great at work, get that established, and then I'll come back home and it's going to be awesome. Couldn't do that. Or was I to go to my baby girl and say, listen, I'm so glad you want to be a part of my life. I am so glad you have accepted me into your life, but I got all these things going on at work right now and I just need to go focus. But I promise after I focus on those things, I'll come back and we'll be best of friends. Wasn't going to happen. Was not going to happen. Or go to my new boss. Hey, I'm so excited you're trusting me with so much responsibility. I worked so hard to get to this place. Thank you for acknowledging all of my work. But I got this great new family and I have waited for them. And I just want to establish our home so well. Y'all, there was nothing that I was willing to let fall. Not those things. I wasn't willing. I had waited too long, prayed too long, hoped too long. I wasn't willing to let those things go. So what was I to do? I had to find a way to get it all done without hurting myself or the ones that I love. And this has not been a perfect journey, y'all. I've tried a lot of different things and I've been on good streaks doing well, and then I will fall off and get back on a good streak and fall off. This is not a perfect journey, but this journey has been worth it because I experience so much more peace and I get so much more done. I'm more productive now because I know that balanced time is not a real thing. And there are ways to get things done. So let me just give you one little sneak peek. Again, if you want the whole story, you need to go to mythofbalancedtime.com, get registered with us so that we can have this conversation on March 22nd. But one of the things that I'm going to share and that I want to share with you now is we have to learn to choose the priority of the moment. All of your priorities are important. Everything is important, but everything can't be the most important at the same time. So let me give you an example. In this moment, as I am speaking to you right now, I am still Edward's wife. I am still baby girl's mama Patrice. I am still associate vice president at Augusta University. I am still a big sister. I am still a daughter. All of those things, none of that goes away. But in this moment, you are my priority. In this moment, I have chosen that we are going to spend this time together, and I am going to share this life lesson with you. Edward he's healthy, he's good, all is well. Baby girl is doing her thing. She's at college, living her life. She's healthy, she's well. Took some time off from work. Everything there is taken care of. None of that needs me as a priority right now. So it doesn't mean I throw those hats away. I just set them aside. In this moment, I'm sharing with my people. I'm just PBJ sharing with you, talking you through how I learned to get it all done. And I give myself permission and grace to be here with you and to spend this time with you, to give you the best that I got. In these few minutes, I am going to share this short lesson with full focus on you. And when we are done here, I'm going to stop this recording and I'm going to go hang out with Edward for the weekend. You've got to give yourself permission and grace to choose the priority of the moment. Carrying all of your stuff at the same time. Not only is it not true, it's not fair, and it's not realistic. You can't do your stuff all at the same time. So choose the priority of the moment. Well, how do we do that? Well, first start with, where are you physically? Where are you physically? If you're at work, give yourself permission to be at work and be focused at work and do what you need to do at work. If you are at home, give yourself permission to be at home, to serve your family, to live your life, and not be always divided, right? I do understand that sometimes we have to bring work home and that kind of thing. I do it as well, but I try my best when I'm trying to figure out what is my priority of the moment. It helps to acknowledge where I am physically. I work really hard to make my mind be where my body is. Let me say that one more time. So my goal is for my mind, my thoughts to be where my body is. If I am physically at home, then my goal is for my thoughts and my mindset to be at home as well. If I am physically at work, then my goal is for my thoughts and my mindset to be at work. In 2012, when everything came rushing in my life, I often found myself at work thinking about things I needed to do at home. Or I found myself at home trying to spend time with my family or trying to rest, thinking of all of the to-do list that I needed to do or I forgot to do at work. I had a hard time being in the right place at the right time. So what I had to do is I had to implement some tools. So this is your second encouragement. The first one is, where are you physically? The second encouragement is, what tools and systems can you put in place to help you be where your body is? So let me tell you what worked for me. I had to get an app, a tool to help me brain dump, to put things in a place where it would come back to me when I was in the appropriate place. So if I was at home trying to rest, trying to sleep, and I was thinking of a list of things that I needed to do for work, then I would go into an app that I use and I would put each of those to-do lists, each of those things in the app. And within this app, I could set a date and time so that it would come back to me when I needed it. So I didn't have to constantly remind myself of this thing. I put it in a safe place so it could come back to me. Or I would be at work helping a student. I could be talking to a student about being food insecure or homeless or whatever the challenge may be. In that moment, I didn't want to also be thinking about, Dayana needs a pink shirt for chorus tomorrow, or I need to buy trash bags. Are those important? Yes, because I take it very seriously how I serve my family. But in that moment, that student in front of me needed to be my priority. So I had to put all of those home things, buying the pink shirt, buying the trash bags, whatever it is, I had to put that in a place that it would come back to me at the appropriate time. So in this app that I used, I had a folder for home. I would put buy a pink shirt, buy trash bags, put a date and time on it. At that date and time, it would notify me on my phone, like a text message. So I didn't have to think about it all day long. I didn't have to stay focused on it all day long because I had a tool and I had a system that would help me get it all done. So what tools and systems can you put in place that will help you get it all done? I'll give you one last encouragement. So the first one is, where are you physically? The second encouragement is, what tools and systems can you use? The third encouragement I'm going to give you is, allow help. Allow help. Who in your life is willing to help you and you are ignoring the help? Who surrounds you who or what? It doesn't even have to be a person. It may be a thing. Y'all, I have A Wi-Fi enabled crock pot. You didn't hear me. Let me say that one more time. I have a Wi-Fi enabled crock pot. Okay? Let me tell you about this crock pot. I can set this thing up before I go to work. Put my food in it, put all my seasonings in it, put the top on it, start that bad boy. And I can, from work, from my phone, stop this crock pot. I can adjust the temperature. I can adjust the time. I can stop it because I don't like it when crock pots go to the warming setting because you end up drying out my food. Don't dry out my supper. So I can stop it when I want to stop it from work or from wherever I am. This Wi-Fi crock pot has been a help to me because that means we can have home cooked dinner. When I get home, all I got to do is fix a vegetable and we are good. Okay? You got to accept help. Also, people. Who are the people around you who would love to learn from you? Who are those people that you can assign some things to that are waiting to help you, but you are stuck doing it all by yourself? Who are the people in your household that can do a little bit more, are willing, capable, able, and desiring to do it, do a little bit more? You know, sometimes we get frustrated with people because they don't help us, but what we don't realize is you make it look too easy. You make it look like you got it all together. You don't look like you need help. But the truth of the matter is you do. You actually need help. There is somebody else who can help you, who wants to help you, who wants to learn from you, who desires to take something off your plate. So allow help. Allow help. Allow those around you to support you and help you. So y'all, today we're talking about choose the priority of the moment. You cannot be in 10 places at the same time, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. You cannot be in 10 places at the same time. So I encourage you, in order to manage your time, you have to choose the priority of the moment and serve well. Serve well there. And when that priority changes, when it changes, you got to move on and put that thing down without guilt. Guilt is unproductive. So let's go back to that scenario of me talking to a student. If I'm talking to a student, helping that student, working through it, and I get a call that my child is sick or she's injured, then I've got to connect that student with somebody else who can help them. And I've got to go be Mama Patrice because I am her only Mama Patrice. There are several people on my campus who can help my students with specific things. I am baby girl's only Mama Patrice. So in that moment, my priority just shifted, and I'm going to make that change and not feel guilty about it. Leave my student in good hands. Leave them in good hands and go be Mama Patrice. So make sure you know when it's time for a priority shift, shift the priority, leave the guilt behind, and go do what you got to do, my friend. That's how we get it done. We choose the priority of the moment. Now, that's just a sample. That's just a little piece of what we're going to be talking about on March 22nd at 7 p.m. If you can't make it on that date and time, if you register before the deadline, you'll get the replay and you can listen to it. You need to get signed up for this, y'all. This was the game changer for me. This is what allowed me to figure out how to handle my life and how to get all these things done. And I'm going to share it with you. So again, go to www.mythabalancedtime, mythabalanced with an ED time.com. Get registered, $49. I'm going to share 8 years of wisdom with you. All right, y'all, that's our episode today. I'm getting out of here. We are having a no work weekend. Me and Rev J, we're getting out of town. We still going to be safe. I know it's still a pandemic, but we're going to go breathe a little bit. You hear me? I'm about to put down this priority and shift to a priority of self-care. I hope you'll do the same. I hope you'll choose the priority of the moment. And somewhere in those priorities will be you. Make yourself a priority. All right, y'all. As always, you already know you are powerful, you are significant, and you are loved. Love always. PBJ.